So, hello everyone. Our topic this week is market segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Our learning objectives are to learn or explain what market segmentation is and when to use it, identify the 5 steps involved in segmenting and targeting markets, and recognize the bases used to segment consumer and organizational markets. Also looking at a market product grid to identify a target market and recommend marketing actions, and explain how marketing managers position products in the marketplace. So as we look at segmentation, Zappos founder Tony Hsieh has a philosophy to balance profits, passion, and purpose to create a unique company culture that an extraordinary customer experience. Zappos' secret to success includes a clear, specific market segmentation strategy. There's a focus on people who will shop for and buy shoes online and like to use mobile technology. This focus has generated more than $1 billion in sales annually. Segmentation strategy also uses behavioral segmentation to match relevant products from other categories based on past shoe purchases. One of the philosophies is delivering wow customer service. Asked about Zappos, Hsieh says, "We try to spend most of our time on stuff that will improve customer service levels. All new Zappos employees go through 4 weeks of customer loyalty training. Hsieh offers $2,000, actually I think it's up to $3,000 now, to anyone who wants to leave the company after training. The theory is if you take the money and run, you're not right for the Zappos culture. 10 core values are the foundation for the Zappos culture, brand, and business strategies. Some examples are listed here. Delivering wow through service. This focus on exemplary customer service encompasses all 10 core values. Number 3 is create fun and a little weirdness. In a Zappos day, cowbells ring, parades appear, and modified blaster gunfights arise. Number 6 is build open and honest relationships with communications. Employees are told to say what they think. So the Zappos strategy illustrates successful market segmentation and targeting. We look at market segmentation and product differentiation. So a business firm segments its markets to respond more effectively to the wants of groups of potential buyers to increase sales and profits. Not-for-profit organizations also segment the clients they serve to satisfy their needs more effectively while achieving its goals. If we're going to define market segmentation, it involves aggregating prospective buyers into groups or segments that have common needs and will respond similarly to a marketing action. Now, market segments are the relatively homogeneous groups of prospective buyers that result from the market segmentation process. So they consist of people who are relatively similar to each other in terms of their consumption behavior, media behavior, demographics, and other segmentation-based or variables. Different market segments cause firms to use product differentiation. Product differentiation is defined here as a marketing strategy that involves a company using different marketing mix actions to help consumers perceive the product as being different and better than competing products. So, is marketing a strategy that involves a company using different marketing mix actions, again, to help consumers perceive a product as being different? In other words, you want to customize your offering to the different segments that you're going after. So as we look at perceived differences, they may involve physical features such as size or color, non-physical ones such as image or price. Again, segmentation is about linking needs to actions. As this figure shows, the process of segmenting a market and selecting specific segments as targets is a link between the various buyers' needs and the organization's marketing program. So marketing segmentation stresses a couple things. It forms meaningful groupings, so people or organizations should be grouped into a market segment according to the similarity of their needs, the benefits they look for in making a purchase, and then also developing specific marketing mix actions, which may involve separate offerings and other aspects of the marketing mix, such as price, promotion, or distribution strategies. Well, going back to the Zappos example, so Zappos segmentation strategy, their target customer segment consists of people who want a wide selection of shoes, to shop online in the convenience of their own homes, and to receive a guarantee of quick delivery and free returns. Zappos marketing actions include offering a huge inventory of shoes and other products, using an online selling strategy, and also providing overnight delivery. These actions allow Zappos to create a positive customer experience and create repeat purchases. With millions of customers and over 5,000 calls a day, Zappos believes that their large number of repeat customers is due to the speed with which an online customer receives the purchase. They also have added lines of clothing, handbags, and sunglasses to reach new marketing segments. As we look at the utilization of product marketing grids, there's 3 key market segments of sleepers in this example when we look at pillows. We have side sleepers, back sleepers, and stomach sleepers. The research indicates that the right pillow firmness results in better sleep. There's soft pillows, medium pillows, and firm pillows. So a product market grid is a framework to relate the market segments of potential buyers to products offered or potential marketing actions. So as we look at this picture here, this shows a market product grid in which the different market segments are in the horizontal rows and different product offerings appear in vertical columns. And it reveals the size of each sleeper segment as shown by the percentages and also the size of the circles. This tells marketers the relative importance of each of the 3 market segments when scheduling production. Firm pillows, a product targeted at the side sleeper market segment, which is 3 times the size of the other 2 combined. So why segment markets, and when and how to segment markets? So we look at one size fits all mass markets and how those really don't exist anymore. Procter & Gamble has a new segmentation strategy where they offer products to reach high-income families and low-income families. If a company goes to the trouble and expense of segmenting its markets when it expects that this will increase its sales, profit, and return on investment, when expenses are greater than the potentially increased sales from segmentation, a company should not segment its market. There's also some different strategies. So as we look at the 3 segmentation strategies, one of which being product market and multiple market segments, when a company produces only one single product or service, it attempts to sell it to 2 or more market segments. And it also avoids extra costs of developing and producing additional versions of the product. The incremental costs of taking the product into new market segments are typically those of a separate promotional campaign or a new channel of distribution. Although these expenses can be high, they're relatively rarely as large as those for developing an entirely new product. Examples, you have Street and Smith's baseball uses different covers in different regions of the US. Other examples of a single offering for multiple segments include books, movies, and many services. Series such as Harry Potter, Twilight Saga, Divergent, The Hunger Games have had success in part due to publishers' creativity and marketing to preteen, teen, and adult segments. Services such as Disney's Resort offer the same basic experience to at least 3 different market segments, where they have children, parents, and grandparents. And another strategy was multiple products and multiple market segments. So here we want to market different products, and marketing different products is a bit more expensive than producing just one, but it's justified if it serves customer needs better and it doesn't reduce quality. Also, if it doesn't increase price and it adds to sales and profits. Potential downside to a product differentiation strategy is the proliferation of different models and options can reduce quality and raise prices. Ford has reduced the number of frames, engines, and brands that it offers. This simplified product line provides 2 benefits to consumers. You have lower prices by producing a higher volume, and also higher quality because of the ability to perfect fewer basic designs. Another strategy is noted as segments of one, or mass customization. Here, each customer has unique wants and needs and desires kind of tender loving care, so you're tailoring products to individuals. Economies of scale in manufacturing and marketing during the past century have made mass-produced products affordable and encourage customers to compromise their individual tastes and settle for standardized products. With mass customization, this involves tailoring products or services to the tastes of individual customers on a high-volume scale. It's made possible via internet ordering as well as flexible manufacturing and marketing processes. So it's the next step beyond build-to-order. Build-to-order involves manufacturing a product only when a customer places an order for it. It gives customers a good choice with quick delivery, but falls short of total mass customization because customers don't have an unlimited number of features from which to choose. So as we look at the trade-off, synergies versus cannibalization, successful product differentiation and market segmentation finds the ideal balance between satisfying a customer's individual wants and achieving organizational synergy. Organizational synergy is the increased customer value achieved through performing organizational functions more efficiently. This increased customer value can take many forms: more products, improved quality, lower prices, easier access to products through improved distribution. The ultimate criteria for an organization's marketing success is that customers should be better off as a result of the increased synergies. The organization should also achieve increased revenues and profits from the product differentiation and market segmentation strategies it uses. Sometimes this strategy can lead to cannibalization, which is the stealing of customers and sales from an existing product or a chain of retail stores. Marketers increasingly emphasize the 2-tier Tiffany Walmart strategy, offering different variations of the same basic product or service to high-end and low-end segments. However, the lines between customer segments can often blur and lead to problems. An example would be Ann Inc., a competition between its Ann Taylor and Loft stores. So Ann Taylor stores target successful, affluent, fashion-conscious women. Loft stores target value-conscious women who want clothes that fit a casual lifestyle at work and home. The Loft stores ended up stealing sales from the Ann Taylor stores. More than 100 stores from both chains ended up being closed. both chains aggressively targeting their respective customer segments by stressing online sales and opening new factory outlet stores. Another example is Walmart neighborhood market stores that are 1/5 the size of its superstores or supercenters, and they offer fresh produce, health and beauty supplies, household items, gasoline, and a pharmacy. They intended to compete with the dollar chains and discount stores such as Dollar General. So as we look at steps in segmenting and targeting markets, the process of segmenting a market and then selecting and reaching the target segment is divided into 5 steps listed here. Segmenting a market requires detailed market analysis, large doses of common sense, and managerial judgment. An example, a Wendy's restaurant located next to a large urban university, one that offers both day and evening classes, would offer some different products for those specific groups. So as we look at step 1, grouping potential buyers into segments, grouping potential buyers into meaningful segments involves meeting some specific criteria that answer a couple questions. 1, would segmentation be worth doing, and is segmentation possible? If so, a marketer must find specific variables that can be used to create these various segments. As we look at criteria to use in forming segments, a marketer should develop segments for a market that meet 5 basic criteria. 1 is simplicity and cost effectiveness of assigning potential buyers to segments. There's a need to cost effectively identify characteristics of potential buyers and then to assign them to a segment. There's also potential for increased profit. If future profit and return on investment are maximized without segmentation, you don't need to segment. For nonprofit organizations, the criteria is the potential for serving clients more effectively. Similarity of needs of potential buyers within a segment. Potential buyers within a segment should be similar in terms of common needs that, in turn, lead to a common marketing action. Examples, product features sought or advertising media used. Difference of needs of buyers among segments. If the needs of the various segments aren't very different, you want to combine them into fewer segments. If increased sales don't offset extra costs, combine segments and reduce the number of marketing actions. And then potential of marketing action to reach a segment. So reaching a segment requires a simple but effective marketing action. If no such action exists, you don't want a segment. Ways to segment consumer markets. So there are 4 general segmentation bases that are used or can be used to segment U.S. consumer markets. We have geographic segmentation based on where prospective customers live or work, region, city size. Example, Campbell Soup Company produces spicier nacho cheese sauce for the West and Southwest and less spicy sauce for other regions. We have demographic segmentation, which is based on objective physical characteristics such as gender or race, measurable characteristics such as age and income, and then other classification attributes that could include birth era, generation, household size. Example, Campbell packages meals with only 1 or 2 servings for households made up of 1 or 2 persons, which are half of all U.S. households. Psychographic segmentation, which is based on some subjective mental or emotional attributes, personality, aspirations, which would be lifestyle, needs of prospective customers. Also, Nielsen's lifestyle segmentation is based on the belief that birds of a feather flock together. People of similar lifestyles tend to live near one another or have similar interests and buy similar offerings. This is of great value to marketers. Behavioral segmentation, based on some observable actions or attitudes by prospective customers, where they buy, what benefits they seek, how frequently they buy, where they buy. Product features consist of product features like quality, service, warranty, understanding that benefits are important to different customers, which is a useful way to segment markets because they lead to specific marketing actions like a new product, ad campaign, or distribution system. We also have usage rate, which is the quantity consumed or patronage, store visits during a specific period of time. And these can vary significantly among different customer groups. Frequency marketing is a program that encourages consumers to use the product or service repeatedly, and it's central to segmentation analysis. A recent study analyzed which segmentation bases were used by the 20% most profitable of the 220 organizations surveyed. Geographic basis was 88%, behavioral basis was 65%, demographic was 53%, and psychographic was 43%. Most firms used more than one segmentation base. To obtain usage rate data, Experian Simmons surveys over 25,000 adults 18 years of age and older each year. They obtain quarterly projectable usage rate data from the U.S. national population for more than 500 consumer product categories and 8,000 plus brands. They discover how the offerings they buy and the media they use and relate to their behavioral, psychographic, and demographic characteristics. Usage rate may be referred to in terms of the 80-20 rule, which is a concept that suggests 80% of a firm's sales are obtained from 20% of its customers. It's the reason that marketers want to focus most of your marketing efforts on reaching the highly attractive, heavy user market segment. As we look at patronage of fast food restaurants, depicted here in this figure, patrons are asked if each restaurant was their only or sole restaurant, their primary one, or one of several secondary ones. The Wendy's bar shows that the sole, 0.7%, and primary, 12.5%, user segments are somewhat behind Burger King and far behind McDonald's. A strategy would be to look at these two competitors and devise a marketing program to win customers from them. The non-prospects as we look at here in figure 8-6, this shows that my apologies. Here we go. Non-prospects, as we look at our figure here, it shows that over 14% of adult Americans don't go to fast food restaurants in a typical month, and they're rarely unlikely to ever go to your restaurant. But the 57% who are prospects may be worth targeting. These adults use the product category fast food restaurants, but maybe they don't go to Wendy's. New menu items or new promotional strategies might succeed in converting these prospects into secondary or primary users. So variables to use in forming segments for Wendy's are listed here, as you could segment by students and non-students, and then specific characteristics under each one. Ways to segment organizational or business markets could include geographic, demographic, and behavioral segmentation. So geographic variables would consist of global region like European Union, country, metropolitan, and smaller statistical areas. Demographic variables could consist of NAICS codes, similar to zip codes, but these are business codes, number of employees and annual sales, and then behavioral variables consisting of usage rate, application. Example would be Xerox Color Work Center multifunction printer. So as we look at individual Wendy's products and some of the groupings, so when Dave Thomas founded Wendy's back in 1969, he offered only 4 basic items: hot and juicy hamburgers, frosty dairy desserts, French fries, and soft drinks. All right. Since then, Wendy's has introduced many new products and innovations to compete for customers' fast food dollars. They're for each product or innovation. So we look at this diagram here, it shows that each product or innovation is not targeted equally to all market segments based on gender, needs, or even university affiliation. The cells labeled P represent Wendy's primary target market segments when it introduced each product or innovation. The boxes labeled S represent the secondary target market segments that also brought these products or used these innovations. Wendy's discovered that large numbers of people in a segment not originally targeted for a particular product or innovation bought it anyway. All right, so as we look at selecting target markets, which would be step 4 in our process, a company has to take care to choose its target market segments carefully. If it picks too narrow a set of segments, it may fail to reach the volume of sales and profits that it needs. And if it selects too broad a set of segments, it may spread its marketing efforts so thin that the extra expenses are more than the increased sales and profits. So some criteria to use in selecting target segments. There's 2 kinds of criteria in the market segmentation process that are used, and those are used to divide the market into segments and actually pick the target segments. And 5 criteria can be used to select a firm's target market segments. As we look at market size, the estimated size of the market is a critical factor in deciding whether it's worth targeting. Wendy's, there is really no market for breakfasts among dorm students with meal plans, so they don't devote any marketing effort to reach that segment. We also have expected growth. Assess where the market segment is projected to grow in the future. So with Wendy's, sales of fast food meals eaten outside the restaurants are projected to exceed those eaten inside. Wendy's has been shown to be the fast food leader in average time to serve a drive-through order, even faster than McDonald's. This speed and convenience is potentially very important to night commuters in adult education programs. Creative position. You want to assess the firm's position in the segment relative to current and expected future competition. So Wendy's, they ask this question: is there a lot of competition in this segment now, or is there likely to be in the future? The less the competition, the more attractive the segment is. If college dorms have a policy of no meals on weekends, this segment is suddenly more promising for your restaurant. Wendy's recently introduced a My Wendy's mobile app for ordering and payments. Cost of reaching the segment. So if inaccessible to a firm's marketing actions, a segment should not be pursued. With Wendy's, a segment that is inaccessible to a company's marketing actions should not be pursued. If a few non-students who live in the area may not be reachable with ads in newspapers or other media, as a result, they don't want to waste money trying to advertise to them. Compatibility with the organization's objectives and resources. So the firm must economically reach the segment with its offering. So if your Wendy's restaurant doesn't yet have the cooking equipment to make breakfasts and has a policy against spending more money on restaurant equipment, then you don't try reaching the breakfast segment. So we look at step 5. Take marketing actions to reach target markets. So the purpose of developing a product market grid is to trigger marketing actions to increase sales and profits. So this means that someone must develop and execute an action plan in the form of a marketing program. So if you're looking at Wendy's again, their immediate segmentation strategy, key decisions would be what products or meals to offer for each segment selected. And then when to open, after 10 a.m. since breakfast will not be offered. As we look at another diagram, which I thought I had, so never mind. Wendy's could focus on day commuters, between meal snacks, and dinners to night commuters. So day commuters run ads to promote all meals to an entire market segment. For between meal snacks, they would direct ads to all 4 student segments as well. And then dinners to night commuters, they focus ads to promote a single meal in a single student segment. As you keep an eye on the competition, you want to, again, notice what they're doing as well. So a marketer has to be aware of strategies of competitors. For example, McDonald's testing breakfast burrito bowl with kale, and then testing home delivery service called McDelivery, and testing hands-free payment apps that require customers to only say their name to pay. These are things Wendy's would be interested in. Five Guys Burgers and Fries restaurant, they've grown to more than 1,500 locations nationwide, and 1,500 more were planned. They have a pretty simple menu and decor, and very modest prices, and they really focus on burgers. They focus on fresh ground beef and trans fat-free menu, another threat to Wendy's business. So again, Wendy's, Burger King, and McDonald's are aggressively trying the new fast casual market segment. Fast casual refers to customers that want healthier food and lower prices in sit-down restaurants. We also look at Apple's ever-changing segmentation strategy too. Going back to 1977 when Apple introduced the Apple II, which launched their PC industry. Typical of young companies, they focused on its products and had little concern for its markets. In 1997, Steve Jobs described a new market segmentation strategy that he called the Apple Product Matrix. This strategy consisted of developing two general types of computers, desktops and laptops, and targeted at two general market segments, consumers and professionals. In most segmentation situations, a single product does not fit into an exclusive market niche. Rather, product lines and market segments overlap, and so too does Apple's segmentation strategy. So as we look at positioning a product, so product positioning refers to the place a product occupies in consumers' minds on important attributes relative to competitive products. Product repositioning involves changing the place a product occupies in a consumer's mind relative to competitive products. There's two approaches to product positioning. We have head-to-head positioning, which involves competing directly with competitors on similar product attributes in the same target market. And we have differentiation positioning, which involves seeking a less competitive, smaller market niche in which to locate a brand. In writing a positioning statement, marketing managers often convert their positioning ideas for an offering or a brand into a succinctly written positioning statement. The positioning statement is used internally within the marketing department and also externally with research and development engineers or advertising agencies. Eventually, we'll look at creating a positioning map. A positioning map, also called a perceptual map. A key to a positioning key to positioning a product or a brand effectively is discovering the perceptions of its potential customers. So really understanding what customers perceive your product to be. And companies take 4 steps to determine its positioning in the minds of customers. They want to identify the important attributes for a product or brand class. They want to discover how target customers rate competing products or brands with respect to these attributes, and discover where the company's product or brand is on these attributes in the minds of potential customers, and then reposition the company's product or brand in the minds of potential customers. So a perceptual map is a means of displaying in 2 dimensions the location of products and brands in the minds of consumers. It enables a manager to see how consumers perceive competing products or brands, as well as the company's own product or brand. So the example that we can take a look at is creating a perceptual map to reposition chocolate milk for adults. The example would be here. This is a positioning map or perceptual map. The name is interchanged. So recently, U.S. dairies decided to reposition chocolate milk in the minds of American adults. The 4 steps dairies used to reposition chocolate milk for American adults included identifying important attributes for adult drinks. So research reveals the key attributes adults use to judge various drinks are low versus high nutrition and children's drinks versus adult drinks, and you can see those on the axis. Then they look to discover how adults see various competing drinks, such as milkshakes or sports drinks or coffee or sodas. Then want to discover how potential customers see chocolate milk. So adults see chocolate milk as moderately nutritious, and that would appear on the vertical axis as you look at nutrition, but mainly a child's drink, and that's reflected on the horizontal axis. So in order to reposition chocolate milk to make it more appealing to adults, the issue would be how should dairies try to move chocolate milk to reach adults and increase sales? How could you reposition it in the mind of consumers? Well, there's a number of things you could do. You could repackage it to make it look more like an adult drink. You could position it as a nutritional supplement, a diet drink in some way, an energy drink. So again, you look at trying to reposition chocolate milk so it appeal to adults. Chocolate milk provides calcium, critically important in female diets. Dieters get a more filling, nutritious beverage than with a soft drink for about the same calories. So again, you'd hit on these attributes. Okay, so that is the idea of putting together a perceptual map.